Hi everyone, I am making this video today to say thanks to one of my longtime partners, United Security Alliance, who have been supporting me now since 2018. To have a business jump on board and support my racing from karts right through to Formula V means a lot. I can honestly say without their help, it would have been pretty difficult at times for me to continue racing. So I can't thank them enough, and I hope everyone out there can support them as much as they've supported me. United Security Alliance are based in Melbourne, but they do offer service all around across Australia if required. They are the only locksmiths in Australia to specialise in CMI products, and they are factory authorised stock list and service centre, have access to the full range of CMI safe models, which can be seen in their showroom or check it out on their website. Their locksmith service in Melbourne include the installation, maintenance, repair of all CMI products, and they are capable of opening all types of safes. If you are interested in any products out there or services and would like more information, you can give them a call, email the team, or like I mentioned, head to their website, which I will add in the comments below. Thanks again to Alan and the team for sticking with me and supporting my racing journey. And remember, if you're looking for a safe, these guys are the experts. Thank you so much, United Security Alliance. I really appreciate you and enjoy this episode of Grassroots Racer. Thank you, everyone. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Grassroots Racer. This week, I speak to another young driver who's been racing in the Formula Ford category, and he does some sim racing as well. To find out more about his motorsport journey, I welcome Jack Clifford to the show. How are you tonight?
Good, thanks, Ayrton. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure, man. And a lot of people start out their racing journey doing go-karts. Is that how it started for you?
Yep. I started practicing in a go-kart when I was 8 years old. And then I started racing when I was 9 in Todd Road at the Port Melbourne track. Did that until I was 9. From 9 till I was 12. Got some good results in that time in the 3 years of racing. Then did the odd Victorian Country Series round as well. Other than that, it was just club meetings to get the miles up.
Yeah, so did you have any family that raced before you?
Yeah, my dad's name's Andrew Clifford. He raced Formula Ford in the late 80s, and then he moved into Formula 3 in the early 90s, Australian Formula 3. So that was sort of how I was exposed to the sport, watching Grand Prix racing and stuff like that. And then I just thought, this is just the sickest sport in the world. How cool is this? And then after nagging for a while and working hard for a go-kart, we went testing, started racing, and now I've well and truly been bitten by the bug.
Well, that's how it normally goes. Once you get started, it's quite hard to stop. Once you get bitten by the racing bug, as lots of people do often say. So you talked about you raced at Todd Road a lot. Was that your favourite track?
Yeah, I did like Todd Road. It's a pretty long track and there's lots of elevation changes, which is really cool. And it also has a lot of, they run the track in reverse direction and they run a few different configurations, which is cool. And Puckapunyal was also a fun track. I liked that. They're probably my two favourite.
Yeah, I have raced on them both and I do find it really fun to race in Melbourne and at Puckapunyal.
Yeah.
You said you did the odd couple of rounds every now and again. Did you ever compete in any state or national series?
No, I didn't compete in state or national kart rounds. It was club meetings and the odd Victorian Country Series as well.
Yeah, so when did you decide to try Formula Ford and how did it all come about?
Well, from go-karts, the natural progression into an open wheel car, and I'm a bit of an open wheel man more than tin tops, I suppose. So the natural progression was Formula Ford. It's a great category that's still going strong 50 years later. It's a great category for teaching young people how to drive cars that move around a little bit. So I started 2020. I started testing in the Blanchard family's 1986 historic Van Diemen. Testing in that before I raced in the state Kent series for 2021, and now this year I'm in the duratec state series and planning on doing the odd national round towards the end of the year as well.
Yeah, that's really cool how you got into it. So you just mentioned that you did the Kent series. What did you notice the biggest difference between the Kents and the Duratecs?
Well, the Duratecs have got about 40 more horsepower, and they're electric fuel injection, not a carby motor. So the power application in a Kent, you got to put your foot down half a second before you want the power so that the carby can respond. Whereas in the Duratec, you can really just smoothly apply it as soon as you want it, and the power's there straight away. The tyres are also a big change. With historic tyres, we're on lightweight Avon tyres compared to the soft Yokohamas, which have a lot of longitudinal grip. You can brake really, really late, but they don't have a lot of lateral grip. So it's a different technique with how you're cornering and how you're trailing the brake. So they're the two biggest differences. They were a lot more different than I thought to drive.
Yeah, so obviously you've pointed out some differences, and even the body shape's a bit different. So you're obviously going to get a different effect there. But there was any maybe sort of like aerodynamic differences between the two, or you didn't really feel much handling?
The slipstream in terms of the bodywork and aerodynamics is quite different as well. And because in the state series, sorry, in the Kent series, they're all the historic field, the front of it, a lot of it's Van Diemen's. So you're all getting really massive toes off each other. In the Duratec field, you got Mygale and Spectrum. So the Spectrums are pretty slippery in a straight line, which can be harder for a Mygale to toe off, but two Mygales together and you can still get a very good toe.
Yeah, so obviously you raced for Mygale, and have you raced for them for a while or just this season?
Just this season, we got the car August last year, did a full rebuild with the Mygale team, G Force Motorsport, and then we did just testing, and started racing February this year, and we've done 3 races in it, and we're just preparing for the next race at Sandown, August 12.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, I'll also be racing there in Formula V, so obviously we'll get a chance to meet
Cool.
up, not in front of the screen.
Yeah, good
Um,
stuff.
have you had just the one car so far, like in Duretex, or have you been able to try a couple other different cars as well?
No, this has been the only Duratec car that I've driven. I've been lucky enough to drive a few different Kent cars and historic cars, but this is the only Duratec that I've driven.
Cool. And just for those who don't know, what tracks have you compared to that so far?
I've competed at Sandown, Phillip Island, and Winton. We're very lucky in Victoria that we get 3 pretty cool tracks.
Yeah, 100%. Phillip Island has to be one of the best out there. I really
Yeah.
enjoy it. But what would you say is your favorite out of the 3?
Probably Phillip Island, just because of the fast flowing nature. The first time you go to Phillip Island, the first time I ever drove a car there, you think, well, geez, it's pretty quick. It definitely takes you a day to get used to the speed, and then the second time you're like, oh yeah, used to it now.
Yeah, so I also saw you run the number 61. So is there any significance behind that?
Yeah, there was actually. I was always number 3 in karts, Daniel Ricciardo's number, and I wanted to keep that in Formula Ford, but at a Winton race meeting last year, I had to change my number because a bloke entered before me and he was number 3, so I had to change to either number 71 or 61. So I chose 61, and that race was my first ever win. So I decided to keep it ever since then.
So obviously you were number 3. Was it fully inspired by Daniel Ricciardo, or did you also have a little bit of something else that sort of made you want to keep the number?
Well, it was actually the number that was already on the cart, and also a number that I wanted because it was Daniel Ricciardo's number. So it worked out well that both it was on the cart and I wanted it.
Cool. And just for those who haven't watched much of the Formula Fours this year, how are you going in the championship currently?
At the moment, we're sitting seventh in the Duratec Championship. So we're lacking a little bit at the moment, but we know why, and we're on top of it now. So we look forward to where we stand at the next race at Sandown. I think that'll be the next race where we can finally see where we stand.
Yeah, I wish you the best of luck at Sandown, and I will be watching. I also saw that you on your Instagram page you have a photo of you standing at the front of Tim Blanchard's car. Or is that Tim Slade's car? Where was
Yeah,
that
that
race
was
made in?
Tim Slade's car at
Yeah.
the Winton Supercars round this year.
So, how did you enjoy the racing, and how were you allowed it on the grid? Like, did it take much?
Yeah, no, that was a cool weekend. It was a painful weekend, but it was also really cool. It was painful because I was supposed to be racing in the Formula Ford field that weekend, but I couldn't because we had some engine troubles and a diff blow at the previous race. So unfortunately, we had to pull the plug on that race.
Mm.
But it was still great to go down because Dad's mates with the John who owns the team there. So it was a great weekend to go down and see the team, see the cars, and get some great access into the garage and onto the grid. The Formula Ford Association provided grid tickets to drivers that wanted to go on. So it was very accessible and a great atmosphere. A really cool day.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. I bet you really enjoyed it. So we were talking about your next race is in Sandown. How do you feel around the track? And you also said that you're, willing to show your full potential there. How confident are you with Sandown?
Yeah, I'm willing to show my full potential everywhere. So I'm really looking forward to Sandown. I really like the track. It's up there with Phillip Island because it's bumpy, which makes it feel like you're going even faster. The walls are closer. It's got fun corners when you go over the top. Rothman's Rise. Some call it just turn 6. No, it's got some fun corners, some fast straights. So feeling really confident. I'm getting better with every test day, and the car's in a place now. We've fixed a few problems. So I'm really looking forward to where we stand.
Yeah, 100%. And like I said, it'll be good to see you out there, giving it a crack and seeing if you can win on the weekend, which I believe you will. But if you could race anything in 5 years' time, what would you like to be racing?
Well, my ultimate goal is Formula One, and because my dad used to race, I've been very lucky to have to enjoy some of the connections that Dad's made, and be able to make connections with them myself. So I'm very lucky in that sense that we've got some friends overseas that are helping us put together a path for myself. So I plan to go overseas next year and do the British GB4 Championship. That's the plan. We're still a long way off that, but we've got to have a plan. We do have a path. I just got to make it happen. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens. Got a long way to go to get to that point, but the ball is rolling. So in 5 years' time, I'd like to be in either the F1, F2, F3 European ladder overseas.
Yeah, man, that's really cool. And, it'd be great to have another Aussie having a shot at Formula One. Obviously, it's a little bit hard because there's only 20 cars. So, you got to really show the F1 teams that you can prove to them that you can be in there. Like Oscar Piastri, he's had a lot of pace, but, he's just sort of been sort of left out because there's no actual seats for him. So when you go over to
Yeah.
Europe, I do wish you the best of luck when you get to that point in Formula 2 where, you've won the championship and you can, you're sort of seeing about your Formula 1 options.
Yeah, that's the plan. Thanks, Ayrton.
Yeah, and you told me you do a little bit of sim racing. Do you compete in any leagues or do you just do some practice?
Yeah, well, at the moment it's all practice sim racing. We've done a bit on Tim Macro simulator. He's got a pretty cool setup, great learning there. And my Formula Ford engineer's also got a home sim setup, which is pretty cool. So it's all practice sim racing at this stage. But yeah, I wouldn't mind thinking about an esports competition. I'll make that happen and get into a competition. That'd be good fun.
Yeah, I do a couple leagues, so I know it can be, very fun, and I quite enjoy it. When you know, you're racing out there and you're having a lot of fun, and it's a lot better than just racing with a bunch of random people. But do you currently have any sponsors who help you out, and are you looking for more?
None at the moment. We've just had a friend of ours actually work together with us to make a sponsorship proposal, which we're ready to send around. We've also had the Blanchard family, which have been a massive help. It was their car that I started racing in for that first year, so they've been a massive help. Always looking for more. Especially after an engine rebuild, that doesn't help the bank account. I'll be honest with you. So we're always looking. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. Who joins us on the journey? So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, man. And have you got any social media platforms that people can follow your progress? So when you're racing at Sandown, they can obviously see how you went and all that.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm just on Instagram. It's Jack Clifford Motorsport. On there is all results, upcoming race meetings, things like that. That'll be where you can stay most up to date with how our racing's going.
Well, thanks, Jack, so much for speaking to me tonight. I really do appreciate it, and I hope the best for the rest of the year. And I might see you at Sandown, so I'll look around for you when we're at Sandown, and I wish you the best of luck. And I'd love to come check out your car in person because the Formula Fords are quite different to Formula V, so it'd be very cool.
Yeah, thanks, Ayrton. Thanks for having me on. I look forward to saying good day to you at Sandown.
Cool. Thanks, mate. And don't forget, everyone, to like, follow, or share the show. And if you missed any previous episodes, you can check out Flipping Man Motorsport on YouTube, Facebook, or Spotify. And there is some real good past interviews that I've spoken with a wide range of people from all different types of motorsports and in different roles as well. And to anyone racing this weekend, remember to drive fast and take chances safely, of course. Thanks, Jack.
Thanks, Ayrton.